Okay guys, so this is my third take on this because I had to crop out a couple of things, get the camera angles. You know, I'm using cutout cardboard to put the camera, so it's actually pretty DIY if you don't have a tripod or anything that can hold a camera for you. Anyway, so this is my BGS return standard sub. Took about 2 to 3 weeks, and it came right about on time. I got about 12, 13 cards in here that I'll show you guys, and I'm going to show you guys everything except the grade, and I'll show you the grade last. So let's look at the first one. I already know what they got, so I'm not going to pretend to be surprised or anything like that. Yeah. So this is a Blastoise, Topson Prism. If you noticed, if you know about Topson Prisms, and I think very few people do, this is an error card. So regular prisms, let me show you guys an example. So regular prisms, actually I don't need to hide the back. What am I doing? It's not going to show anyways. You can see the top has Topson in it. But here it's just top. So the reason why it is like that is because this one is a second edition, but it's more rare. I think because Topson stopped printing it, and then they kind of like disbanded and went their own way. So this was a shorter print run, even though it's second edition, as far as I know. So yeah, then the only difference is that there is 2 extra characters on the regular one. This is far more common. There's so many of these graded. The only company that actually recognizes them, nobody recognizes them on the label. See, the label will still show you 1996 Topson Japanese Blastoise. But the only company that recognizes the errors at all is CGC, and they do it online. So you have to go to the actual, you have to scan whatever CGC's barcode is, go to the actual website, and only then will you know that this is an error card. Which, you know, kind of ruins, what's the point of that when, like, you should show it here, there's room here. And I asked CGC about it, and they said there's no room because they have to show the error variants. They have to show like the block prisms because there's different patterns here too. There's block pattern, there is cracked ice pattern, and there is a thinner block pattern. I forgot what that's called. Anyway, so this is the Blastoise version. Let's look at it like this so you guys can see it. Looks pretty good. The centering is pretty nice. And I would say, I don't know how to value these error cards. They would go maybe about 2 to 3 times more than regular cards, what these go for. But even these ones aren't being sold that much anymore. So, yeah. And the grade we got is 8.5. 8.5. Okay, now let's look at the next one. We already know this. It's the Mewtwo. This is a regular version of it. If you want to zoom in here. I got these all from the same seller in an auction in Japan. So, this one we can do vertically. This is also a block pattern. You can see there is these kind of like square-ish, a little bit more than square, but not quite rectangular blocks with it. So this one also got 8.5. Me too. Okay, let's put the 8.5s here. And let's look at this one. Okay, it looks like well, I have no idea what it is from the back, so I'm a champ. So this one looks pretty good. I don't know if there's any thing wrong with it. I have to look at it from my side. These are completely, they were sealed, and I just graded them right from the, I cut it out of the sealed pack and graded them. 2 of them I submitted to CGC, they got CGC 10s. But this one, I think it's because there is some wear, especially at the top, some whitening here, that it got less than ideal, which is 8.5. I guess it's possible to get a PSA 9 and probably go for higher value, but you know, what's the point? It's not going to be that much of a difference in value. So, 3 8.5s in a row. I guess that's what happens when you take to these companies with a half grade on it. Next up, we got a Gold Star Groudon. Is this better? The front looks pretty good. The problem is the back, which it's not bad. You know, Gold Stars are actually, I don't know why about Gold Stars. There's not that many that are in really good condition. Yeah, so like the bottom, obviously the edges are probably like a 5 or something like that. So yeah, 6.5. So I think this grade is pretty fair. I wouldn't want to crack it or anything. Yeah. Put it here, 6.5. Next up, we got Gold Star Celebi. Now, none of these I think are very high graded or worth like that much. They're all kind of relatively around the same, like 300 to 900 range. The front does look pretty good. And here's the back. Put some edgeware here. Now this one I probably was expecting like, oh, if I look at this, a 4, but actually I got a 6. So this is a pretty high graded Celebi. I think because all the other ones, like the centering, the surface are good. The corners are good. It's just edgeware that you got a 6. There's actually a calculation. The math is actually pretty simple, but I don't want to like do some math on a YouTube video. But basically they take the lowest grade and then they'll never grade one grade higher than the lowest grade. Something like that. Which makes sense. Next up we got a Vaporeon. This kind of looks like watercolor. Are the other ones like watercolor too? Oh, I guess they are, because if this is like the Gen 1 artwork in the video games and all that. But I just kind of noticed it now. This 3D looking-ish water pattern. Maybe it's blue for some reason, stands out more. Anyway, this one is also an air card. Tops an air Vaporeon. Now apparently Flareon is one of the hardest ones to get in this kind of area. I've seen almost all of them. In a tops an air. I've seen Venusaur, I've seen Charizard, I've seen Blastoise, but never Flareon for some reason. So try to capture the glare. Yeah. And we got a 9 on this. I believe all of these are highest grades. On the Blastoise, there's none graded higher than 8.5. Vaporeon 9 is the highest grade. Okay, let's put this like this here. Okay. 6, 5. Okay, we'll just put the 6s in the same pile. The 8s and the 9s. Because we don't have room to... Okay, this one's good. Next up, got Jolteon. The back looks really good. The centering looks good. Maybe it's a little bit OC top down, but I don't think they'll dock points for that. And this is the front. And he got a 9. So yeah, both of these I think are the highest grades that's ever gotten. Oh, then we got 2 cards. What does that mean? Oh, okay. Yeah, so another thing here is that you guys didn't see that, right? So these are Top Sun cards, holo cards, but these ones here, they're also Top Sun, but BGS just doesn't grade these anymore. One is a blue back and one is a green back. And they're both numbered. Now, BGS used to grade them, and I think if you're lucky, you might still find some on eBay somewhere. But because of a recent issue where they're started to grade fakes, that they continue with it. I think they continue all of not just Charizard, but like the whole line with the non-holo Topson cards. But it's funny because these are part of the same set, but they only grade the holos. To show you an example, I got this from Japan. So when I bought this, the pictures of the listing didn't have this black border, and that's how you usually tell the number. What am I saying? The no number cards. So you can compare them here. Actually, this looks more orange, doesn't it? Looks more reddish, or is that just me? Let's see. Slightly more orange, isn't it? This is like more yellow. Anyways, so the real version of this no number card won't have this black border around it. And because it does, then it's fake. And when I bought it, it didn't have a red border, the black border around it. But when I got it, I guess the seller either took the wrong card, took a picture of the wrong card, just uploaded a random card they never had in the first place. So anyway, this is a fake card. It's just used for displaying. It does look really real though. If you look at the back, I mean, if you have it side to side, you can tell there's a more, how do you say it? It's like a deeper blue. But if you didn't have the real card, like, and you just had this for reference, there's no way. And the texture feels real too, so yeah. But then the thing is, why don't they just remove the black border? Is it really that hard to manufacture something like that? I don't know. Maybe there are fakes around. Who knows? Okay. I guess we'll take these to either PSA or CGC. Probably CGC. Because they tend to grade Topson cards a little bit nicer. Next up, we got a Pikachu. I believe this is the same Pikachu as in one of I don't know what other artwork, but there is the exact same version of this somewhere. Number 25. He looks so fat here, like he's eaten like a whole bunch of, I don't know what Pokemon eat, but whatever it is, it doesn't look like he can do a quick attack. Maybe a slow attack. Anyways, so this is also error card. Now, even in non-error, these Pikachus are probably one of the most sought after the starters. Even comparable, I think, to Venusaur and Blastoise. And this guy got a 9. The funny thing about this is how I'm going to decide the price listed at, because there's just not that many sales. Even the regular ones, there's not that many sales. I just listed for some price and then see what offers I get for it, I guess. But centering looks, it's slightly off. I can see why I got a 9. The centering is slightly off. Top down is more off. It's thinner on the top. But overall, it's really nice. 0.4 meters. Is that the height? What's Jolteon's? 0.8 meters. I guess that's how tall they are. So Jolteon is twice as tall as Pikachu. Do they measure it by height or length? I don't know. 6 kilograms. 6 kilograms. I mean, Ash started off with Pikachu on his head, right? So even in the very beginning, as a 10-year-old, he was pretty buff. So you can see why he was able to carry all that Lavatars and all that other Pokemon. Next up, we got a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Majestic Red Dragon Ghost Rare. Now this one was cool. I got this actually in a trade at Collecticon in LA. But I like this. It looks like it looks like a 3D-ish Leviathan. You can see the head really clearly, and then its body and its tail's like blurred out, and gives it like an ancient kind of look, which makes sense. It's probably very old. And there's a 3D effect too going on. Okay, let's see what we got. 8.5. This is fair. I think it could get a 9, but there's probably some whitening that either the lighting's not capturing really well or some other reason. So yeah, 8.5. Piles piling up.